Okay, we're live. I was wondering a few minutes ago what happens if I call a meeting and nobody shows up. Is there really anybody in here except you? Yeah, first thing is senior leader brief. For those of you who don't know, once a month we have what's called a senior leader brief, which is all the managers. And I always like to give all the drivers the same presentation, so there aren't any secrets. And I was just telling them about the four automobiles we bought, and trying to get them up to speed on what's happening as far as vehicles. We bought the four minivans, at least them. Lee is in the process of putting, speaking of Lee, he's not here. Maybe I should wait a couple minutes. But he's in the process of putting the decals on. They're going to be blessed tomorrow in chapel.
You said his name when he came.
I don't have to repeat that because Lee already knows because he's been putting the decals on. But in addition to that, we've got the side lift transit that's coming next week sometime. And supposedly we're still going to get two more new vehicles, a new rear lift transit for Sandom. I got a quote from A&J Mobility, and finance has to decide. It has to be leased because it's being purchased through HUD, so it has to be leased. So finance is going to decide what terms we need for the lease. I also stopped at Griffin in Jefferson yesterday. Need to purchase a new Chrysler Pacifica van for the Sissy, because that's also a HUD home, and we can get a new vehicle there, and then we can have use of the van they have. So they're going to give me a quote. I would expect to receive it today. All right. Well, I think this is good. This purchase is really good because they found a dealer who specializes in government surplus and federal government surplus, so they're well maintained, they're washed regularly, they're stored in a garage kept, and they're maintained regularly. The government auctions them off when they're 8 years or 70,000 miles, whichever comes first. These four we got for average of 17,000 a piece. The average mileage across all four is 50,000. And we can run them for 200,000 because we're going to maintain them to be able to do that. So my way of thinking, we paid 40% of the new price for 75% of the use life, which is a pretty good deal, I think. Going forward, I think this might be a good source for vehicles for us for the next few years, hopefully. I plan to get a couple more from this dealer, providing these four work out okay. Community rides, we're starting to get traction here as far as our ride business. We got the credit card charging facility all working in our software. You can now do a ride and charge your credit card at the end. And I'm sending direct mail postcards to 47 businesses that are within 20 miles of Jefferson that would have likely candidates for needing rides. That's every week for 4 weeks, and I think we're in the third week now. Then once the fourth one goes out, the next one will be once a month, forever, at least until it stops working for us. 252 businesses within 30 miles. And also going to begin direct contacts. I've gotten Contacted 4 different organizations now. I don't know if it was as a result of the cards or a result of the article that was in the Daily Union newspaper, but Fort, the public works manager for Fort, wants to talk about transportation because he's having trouble getting his needs met through brown cab,
Imagine that.
especially since they've only got 1 cab now. The Community Action Coalition, I wasn't familiar with them until I got a request from them, but they service 3-county area, including Jefferson. They help people in lots of ways, but in addition, help them get transportation. And the assistant to the administrator for Jefferson County, going to be meeting with him next week sometime, wants to talk about transportation. And I'm going to start going through this list of 47 and pick ones that I think might be the most likely and call them, try to go meet with them, and let them know what we do, and build up our ridership. I keep getting this message because Microsoft doesn't work with Apple very well. So that's why. I can't get rid of it. I've tried. Okay, any questions about any of this? All right. There we go. Financials. I need one of these. We're all here to make a difference for Cincoletta, and that's the whole purpose of this new ride venture. If you look at this, this is a financial statement for July, and we had a revenue of $31,000, which is $16,000 or $15,000 below our budget. Our budget is really pretty high because I was planned on increasing revenue by quite a bit by the end of the year, so we're going to be under budget for a while. But this is not really, what I'm really going to need to focus on for a good while until we get there anyway is revenue, and be able to judge the kind of revenue we're bringing in. And I can't wait till the end of the month because it varies so much. I don't know why. We do the same thing every month, pretty much. So the revenue should be about the same every month, but it isn't. May was 52,000. June was 29,000, and here July is 31,000. And last year, for the 12 months, it averaged 40,000 a month. So, and that was up and down. So I don't know why. So I need real-time information. So we have pretty much all the information we need in our database already. Every time we deliver somebody, we record it. So I'm going to create some software that will enable us to have real-time feedback for how much billable revenue we're generating on a daily basis. I mean, Sam Walton did that when he started having a lot of stores. He had software created where he could balance the books every day. I know how much money he made at each store every day. And so we need to at least know how much revenue we're generating every day. So I'm not surprised at the end of the month. So we're not surprised at the end of the month. So. Okay. But so that's our financial statements and all that's going on. Any questions about that? I don't know if you look at it.
What would cause that kind of a fluctuation?
I don't know. I assumed it was because of the way we account for money. Because we're nonprofit, we have to be on a cash basis. So we don't count cash until it comes in the door. So when we bill, it comes in the door whenever they pay. I assumed that was it, but the CFO says, no, this is billed. This is what's billed. So I don't know why. Maybe if I get the software going and be able to generate it in real time, it'll be obvious to me, but I don't know. It shouldn't fluctuate. It's gotta be a matter of timing because it definitely doesn't fluctuate very much from month to month. It should just grow. Instead of going up
Basically
and
the
down.
same routes.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
routes, same people, pretty much.
And plus we have Journey 20.
Journey 21, yeah, then there should make
So
it more.
that should be more.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know, we'll see. That's, drivers. Got, Sean DeVoe started Monday in class. He's gonna start shadowing with Val this afternoon to learn her route. He's gonna be full-time, so he's gonna try and take over her route. Like she did. Oh, by the way, Val is leaving, did everybody know that? I guess that's why she's taking over, that's why he's taking over Val's
Yes.
route. Because,
I'm gonna be in housekeeping.
yes, it's a very wonderful thing she's doing. They need people desperately in housekeeping.
But I
Um,
talked
That's because
to
nobody wants to
Celia,
work with
and you know, I
Steve.
just said it would be nice to help out like one day a week. So then, you know, I just thought on the day maybe that Sean has
Mhm.
off, I could just slide
Yeah.
into his spot, and
Yeah, great.
then that would be one thing nobody would have to worry about. And then if there was like some emergency,
Mhm.
she could always text me or something. If something
Right.
happened with somebody, I could do anything else. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Emergency around here? Never.
Well, I gotta say, you've been an amazing driver. We'll be sorry to see you leave, but I'm really happy that housekeeping is picking up somebody like you, because they
Yeah.
need it desperately.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be happy to be really moving my body a lot more.
Yeah, it worked more. Even on her days off, she'd come in there and clean the building, so I could see that in her future. Other drivers to see. I don't think there's anything else on the way drivers, right? I got 3 applicants today, but I haven't looked at them yet. One of them has a background in IT, so he's hired. Reporting structure, you know, I've been trying to decide, should the drivers report to the new person in this gonna take Celia's place, or me? So I asked Ted about it, and his advice was that he thinks the driver should report to the coordinator over there. Thinks long-term that's best. But if we hire somebody that's uncomfortable taking that on right away, maybe for like the first 3 months, they could just not have that responsibility until they work into the coordinator job, and then take over. So that's probably what we'll do, depending on who we find. And the job was just posted internally today, and also on Indeed today. So it's a shame. I asked them to post it a month ago, and we're just now getting around to posting it. So, well, at least it's being posted now.
Is it a full-time position?
Full-time position, yeah. Full-time salary position, yeah. So if you know anybody who might be interested in it. Garage, anything to say about the garage?
Oh, there's a lot to say about the garage.
No?
Anyway, right now focus is on e-brakes, emergency brakes. We found 11 of our vehicles were on DOT specs. We're putting them to neutral, putting the park brake on and dropping it in drive. It's just started coasting. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to hold it. So working on that. 3 of them are done, 8 to go, and DOT inspections usually around the end of October. So we're on schedule to do that. I challenged Brad over at Jim L to turn a vehicle every week, and so far he's doing that. So we're rocking and rolling on that. What else we have here? Undercoating, starting to do the shuttles, taking a look at each one of the shuttles. And we're, yesterday, I got indoctrinated into what to do and what not to do under a bus with the, to scrape all scrape all the rust that's on the beams, the I-beam, the main frame, those kinds of things. Found the air compressor works really good to blow out the L channels that are underneath there. My first pass was with a putty knife, and I'm like, no, there's got to be a better way. So yeah, we blew everything up yesterday with it, and I went home. 1 o'clock, took a shower because I was just caving in. So I
Black.
have some proper PPE now to do it, because I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but it was. So 23's done, I also added some rust prohibitive liquid on it. It's supposed to stop the rusting immediately, solidify. It comes very highly recommended through Woolwax, who we're doing our underbody coatings with. It's a really good product, so we're gonna start spraying on Friday. 53's in the rack right now. Is there a different vehicle we can take this afternoon?
Probably.
Maybe the 102 or
Yeah.
something like that? Okay. So I'm gonna get, Andrew and I started knocking out of this morning, late this morning, going underneath there. 53's in really good shape. 23 was in good shape, but it just had a lot of rust because it's 14 years old. So the putty knife, you just take all the loose stuff off, really wide one, just skims right off, and then you go and do a little brushing around the nuts and bolts and things of that nature, and then use the air compressor, and knocks it out of it pretty good. So I had a 24 by 21 inch pile of rust yesterday. So
Just over one vehicle.
yeah, just off that one vehicle. So, but yeah, it was still pretty tight. So that was good to see. We're looking at the cross member in 68. There's just one in the very far rear. It seems like that's happening on 3 of the different vehicles, 52, 68, and 51, which we're not even going to mess with because they're so shot in 51. But 52 and 68, just the rear cross member that goes across. The beam itself is good up on top, and the structure integral piece of the beam, except for that L, you basically pull off of it and rip it right out because it's so rusted. Of course, they engineered it so that salt would just sit up there
Yeah.
and just eat away at that stuff. So the integrity of it was compromised just from that L that's in the channel that's in there. The beam itself is still good up on top, and on the sides, it's just that bottom piece. So we're looking at a couple different ways of having that replaced. That's going to come down and show us how we take that out, and then he's going to weld it back up. I have some cross members come from Ford Starcraft through MTE in Milwaukee. I'm just shipping the prototype up, see how that looks. So yeah, a lot going on. So,
Yeah, no,
Going along with that, do we get our brand new vehicles, are they coming undercoated?
It's part of the contract. A lot of these vehicles were undercoated originally, but with the age of them and not being washed, you eat a lot. So until 68 was never underbody, 52 was never underbody.
yeah, if we can control the rust underneath, they'll go 300,000 miles.
That's the trick.
That's the objective.
There's this initial push of getting them ready to be able to spray coat them. We do that right here in the shop, starting on Friday. So, the product's called Woolwax. It's got some wax in it and different type of oil. It goes on thin and it just builds up over time. You just touch up every year. So, and then went through and moved everything. Battery tested, charging systems on all the shuttles. Everything's been tested. We're going to replace a couple batteries this week just to be proactive for the winter. Right now it's Rust Bowl season.
In the leader brief, some of the residential managers were talking about the increased expense for vehicles. And Ted explained, this is catch-up. So we got a great guy managing the fleet now. That's what he says, his words. And things are starting to look really nice. He says you can tell by just looking in the parking lot that things are getting a lot better. I was going to show you. Since May, is that when we started? April. We spent $188,000 on repairs of this vehicle. So the whole fleet was pretty much not roadworthy. I mean, it has not been maintained the way it should have been maintained for a long, long time. And then starting in this month? No, fourth month. Fourth month, we spent $48,000 and 27 trips to the garage. Fifth month was down $30,000, 24 trips to the garage. And then in June, 41, back up again. We had a vehicle that came through that needed $11,000 in repair. Only 16 trips to the garage. And then in July, 41,000, 49 trips. Of course, these trips count all changes that we do here to that count.
That's
So-
like anything we do with the lights, anything that we do maintenance-wise here, we count that against it. Just put the $0 in there.
Mhm.
It's already the parts are already part of the budget. So just put 0 in there to show what's happening in the garage and the pricing that we do.
Yeah. And we're expecting that this $30,000 to $40,000 a month hit is going to start trending down, and maybe it will in August, because we're halfway through and it's 17,000. I don't know. We'll see. Eventually, it's going to start trending down because the vehicles will all be all have been gone over by a certified mechanic and everything fixed. So.
The expensive part right now is going to be the emergency brakes that we ran into
Yeah.
while doing all of our pre-DOT inspection tests in July, late June. So we found 11 trucks, 11 shuttles that emergency brakes weren't working.
So where do those expenses show up in your income statement?
What'd you say?
Where do those expenses, vehicle expenses show up in the income statement? Are they here?
The only vehicle expenses that show up on our financial statement is the ones that are assigned to transportation. All the other vehicles are assigned to the homes, so they show up on their financial statement. Yeah.
Can average $26,679 a month in repairs is what we're budgeted for. So we're 14,000 over last month, we're about 700 this month.
Okay. Now we're going, the last page on here on the handout is the movement of vehicles. Now this is just my idea of how we can move vehicles around to have a better match to the needs. If anybody has a better idea, let me know, because this is not set in stone at all. The first three here are two of the new ones we're getting, or we got, plus the number 98. The little red Chevy Malibu. All three of those will go to Illinois, because they got three down there with over 200,000 miles that need to be retired. So we're going to retire those and bring them back here. I don't know what we'll do with them. Maybe you have to get them back here and play with them for a while to see if they're useful at all. But then they also have in Illinois an Achieve. It's side lift van, one of those old Ford 15 passenger ones. It's been modified to have a side lift, and it's not very useful. It's got a lift on the side, but then there's no passenger seat by the driver. There's no passenger seat to give the clients a way to get in, but it's so difficult for them to get in that they don't use it down there. We took it down there for them to use, but they don't use it because it's too hard for them to get in now. So part of what we can do with HUD is buy a new rear lift transit for Sandom. That makes 122, what they have now available. So I'm thinking about taking that, giving it to Achieve, and bringing 62 back here so we can hopefully figure out a way to make it useful. I don't know if we can or not, but. So that'll satisfy Achieve's need for a lift van, a real nice one. The 122 at Sandom is very nice. Then Shuttle 23 is now that little shuttle. It's a nice little shuttle. It's not got too many miles on it, and it looks nice
Baby
too.
bus.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Tal doesn't like it because it's a shuttle, and most of them don't like to drive shuttles, even though it's better for the clients to get in and out of, I think.
Does that one get, because it's a little smaller, does it get a little better gas mileage or not?
I think so. I haven't tested it, but I haven't looked. But
Yeah, I was,
they don't use it enough to.
Yeah, I like when we had it over here, I thought it was really nice.
Yeah.
I can't remember, how many wheelchairs does it hold?
one chair, and I think 6, oh no, this one's a little bigger. I think this is 7 passengers and 1 chair. Yeah. So we're gonna take that and give it to Grace Home, because they had 51, the one we're having to get rid of. And she says she liked having a shuttle because it's easier for the clients to get in and out of it. Makes sense. And she doesn't mind driving it. So we'll give her 23, so she'll be happy.
We're gonna bring 39 back then? From Grace?
We'll get 39 back, yep. And give Tao the side lift transit that we're gonna get next week. And they'll be happy with that, real happy. That's a real nice. That one, you don't have to take the passenger seat out in order for the clients to get in, because of this one, it's a side lift transit, but the lifts will shift to the left to make room for clients to climb in around the lift, beside the lift. So it's really nice setup. 119, we're gonna give it to St. Martha so we can retire 42. The old ugly cars you have to look at every day, 42, 60, and 24, they're gonna be history. All 3 of them gone. So 119 goes to Martha's. One of the new minivans goes to we'll go to a Sissy. It's the other HUD vehicle we're going to be able to buy. Get a new minivan for them, and then we'll get their old minivan. And I don't know what we'll do with it yet, but I guess I do. The next line down, their minivan will go to St. Mary's to retire 60. Then 2 of the four minivans we just bought, I guess the 2 with the lowest mileage we'll keep here in transportation, since we put a lot of mileage on them. So we'll keep those here. 118, go to Spring Street to retire the VW they've got, 66. It's got over 200,000 miles, and
Still a good vehicle.
yeah, looks nice, drives nice. So maybe we can use it here for. Then the last 3 lines, there are 3 vehicles that we're still to get. A new shuttle is coming from our DOT grant sometime this fall. And then 2 more minivans we're going to buy, hopefully from the same guy we got the 4 from. We'll see. And once we get those, we can retire 24. That's all. Anybody has a better idea, just let me know, because I'm all open to ideas. Ideas is what makes the world go round. Okay. That's all I have. Anybody else? Anything? Okay. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Straight home now.